So they disrespected your dream. Do it anyway. Welcome to Wednesday Wisdom, and the theme for this week was judgment. And I'm going to go into the not so fun part of chasing your dream. There is a downside. There's a couple downsides, but this is one that can hurt a little bit because it's going to happen. You just have to make yourself aware of it and why it happens. I'm going to break judgment down into three categories: judgment of you, judgment of your dream, and the judgment of the people that are criticizing your dream. So the first one is judgment of you. And this is for my Gen X friends, and you've probably heard this a lot. Aren't you too old to be doing that? I didn't know there was a rule. And second of all, I'm not getting any younger, so I'm not going to delay. I'm doing it today. And to not do it, that's not an option. The other thing would be you don't have the skills. You haven't been doing this long enough. There's other people out there. How long have you been doing this? Again, criticizing you. Well, how are you going to take care of your family? What about your job? You've got all these responsibilities. Does that mean that you can't have fun too? So these are all criticisms, all judgment on you. The other one is judgment of your dream. And if you watch the Death Kitty skits, going to Japan to sing in Japanese to, Japanese audiences. You know how many times I had people saying, God, that's weird. That's stupid. Why are you going to do that? That's dangerous. Your dream's a little wacko, a little strange. And again, it's the judgment, the criticizing of what you want to do that makes you happy. The other one that I heard, don't get your hopes up. You're going to hear it all. The third one is the judgment, and that's the judgment coming from the people themselves. So a perfect example is, I tried that and I failed, so I don't want you to go through the same thing I went through. I'm not you. And another one is my best friend's cousin. They tried it and they lost everything. I'm going to be honest, there were a couple times where people gave me these little stories, and it did set me back a little bit because I'm thinking, oh yeah, maybe they're right. But again, they're not doing it the way you're doing it. Was their heart into it? Were they really going for their dream, or is it just something on a whim they tried because it was a hobby? There's a difference. Now, I wish I would have researched this when I first started chasing the dream. Why do people do this? Why do they discourage you from doing something that makes you happy, that can better yourself? And it comes down, I'm going to have the good, if you can consider it good discouragement, and then you've got just rotten people. So the first one would be projection of their own fear and their insecurity. If they couldn't do it, then neither could you. That's their insecurity speaking. It has nothing to do with your dream or your abilities. The fear of the unknown, your sense of security. So when I took out on this, yes, there is a big fear of the unknown. And I had a lot of people telling me, oh, you're going over to Japan by yourself. So that's going to lead into the third one, which is protective instincts. You're going to hear from your friends, your family, your coworkers. They mean well emotionally. They don't want to see you fail. They don't want to see you getting heartbroken. But I think in a way they're also dousing your flame. So my mom would always tell me, maybe you shouldn't go over there. That culture doesn't like American people. I worry about your safety. It's dangerous. You're in a foreign country. A lot of that really stuck because, yes, she was right, but also it wasn't that dangerous because I had friends over there. I had someone there with me. People knew where I was. And, keeping in touch with people and having somebody with me, I felt safe. So the protective instincts, the fear of the unknown, the projection of people's own fears, those are all fairly good. Now, the bad ones, the ones that are not so good, are there some people that they have the comfort with the status quo. I'm comfortable where I am, and you're doing things that are exciting and fun. That's making me look like I'm not achieving anything. Your ambition is making them look complacent. Yes, they're going to try to hold you back and say things to douse your dream. Misery loves company. Some people would rather bring you down to their level than support you and bring you up and give you the confidence for what you need, or maybe try to find you, some contacts. Limited vision. They can't think outside the box. You are thinking beyond what other people could think. You're doing things that they will never see, all the hard work that goes behind the scenes to get where you're going. You don't see the lessons and the time that you put into it. This social media thing is a perfect example. When I started this, I didn't have a clue of what I was doing. I knew how to make posts on Facebook, but I'm learning a little by little. Today I'm using the rear-facing camera, so I'm not looking at myself in the screen, so I'm not sitting there fiddling with my hair. What do I look like? But all this hard work that goes behind the scenes, the scripts that I'm writing, the planning that goes into the Death Kitty, and the story time, and the research, they don't see that. They don't have that line of sight. And the other one, the meanness is just downright jealousy and envy. You're going to get people that see you having fun, going places, meeting people, and they aren't going to be jealous because they're not doing it. They could do their own thing, but they're having too much fun bringing you down. So, that said, what are we going to do about it? What I wish I would have done, and the first thing you want to do is recognize where it's coming from. So now you see, the good portions where, they're concerned for your safety and they don't want to see you getting heartbroken or hurt. If you keep it real, you're not going to have to worry about that. The other big thing is keep it to yourself. Keep it quiet. When you start putting yourself out there, they're going to expect things. They're going to expect immediate results. If they start giving you good compliments, those dopamine hits are going to make you feel like you accomplished something, but you might end up slacking back a little bit. If they start giving you negative comments and just saying crap to you, that's going to bring you down. So keep it quiet. Silence is golden. You want to surround yourself with supportive people like you, people that are following their dreams. Find people in the same field that you want to go into. Make those connections. They're the ones that are going to bring you up, give you what you need to take those steps forward. And the fourth one, ignore these people that are giving you crap. You're going to get the hate. You're going to lose friends. Sadly, I've lost, and I don't know why, I've lost friends over this. And you can't have somebody tear you down. It's not right, and you don't want them in your friend circle anyway. When you're in alignment with your purpose, you're going to start stepping out of your loop. You're going to start stepping out of that comfort zone. And everything that you've learned and heard from your friends, your coworkers, your family, you're leaving it behind. But those coworkers, friends, and family, they're going to try to pull you back into the loop. And this is where you grow. This is where you take that step forward, because that's your dream you see. They can't see it. Nobody can see it but you. You know what you want. You know how to get it. So if you're true to yourself and your dream, only you are going to see what manifests. So I'm going to close it with that, but I just wanted to bring out that negativity of following your dream. I went to lunch with a coworker, and we were just friends, and he came out and said, "So when are you going to stop chasing this silly little dream of yours?" That hurt. That hurt. And this was in the growing stages. This was when I was already performing in Japan and meeting people. I've had friends in Japan that saw me hanging out with some of their favorite musicians, and they were downright mean when I was invited to certain events, and I can't just bring, people they don't know in there. And I've lost friends from that because they were hurt. And it does hurt. My heart still goes out to the people that I've lost because I hate to lose friends. But be aware of that. Other than that, let no one discourage you from following your dreams, because only you know what you want. So, happy Wednesday wisdom, and I'm going to try to get out a story time from Deaf Kitty, and Kitty Skits coming up on Sunday. See you guys.